I try to use as much free shit as possible. So I got some old hose. I got some new hose and some old hose. All right, kind of like my lifestyle outside of gardening.
Yeah. Picture me rolling, plotting on another way to win. Off top, people swear they used to know me then, but they never.
What's up, y'all? So next day, I'm out here. And what I'm doing is I'm getting my irrigation set up. So instead of spending a good chunk of money, what I'm doing is I try to use as much free shit as possible. So I got some old hose. I got some new hose and some old hose. All right, kind of like my lifestyle outside of gardening. Anyway, so what I did was the spigot is in the front of my house, and so I ran a hose from the spigot down the side of my house to the backyard, and then it actually comes underneath here, underneath that rock, or underneath the log. I don't know if y'all can see. Anyway, the hose is back there. Oh, there you go. You can see the hose coming through. So I got a bunch of shit back there between the shed and the fence. I'm gonna clean up. So I just left it above ground for now. Oh, look at that big egg. Look at that ant. Get it. Anyway, sorry. And so what I did, I've already kind of covered a lot of it up. But yeah, right there where she's walking, I ran it through. As you can see. So that up there was some older hose I got like last year, maybe 2 years ago. Probably like 2 years ago, actually. And then it connected right here with another one that I've had for a while. And this is an old one. So I got it running down here. And it's going to go under the ground, only a few inches, about like 5 inches or so. But it's going to go all the way. I'll show you here in a second. But anyway, the end of this one is busted. As you can see, it got stuck and at the connection point, and I ended up having to break it off of the other one. Actually, it's right here. So see, it got stuck to this other piece of hose, and so I ended up having to break it off, which is all good. It's whatever. So what I'm actually going to do is just get a hose clamp and connect it. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to get like a splicer and some hose clamps, and I'm going to splice that section in with this section. So what I'm doing is I'm running the hose up to here, and then what I'm going to have is a Y right here. I'm going to affix this to the shed so it stays right there, and then I'm going to have a hose ring right here. But basically what's going to happen is that hose is going to come down here and then connect in. At the end of that hose, I'm going to connect it in with a piece of this hose. So this is an old junky hose too. I'm just going to cut it and splice it together right there. And it's going to run to right there to a Y. And then at the Y, I have one that has the on-off switches. And I'm going to have one hose that goes over here. And it sets up about in the middle over here. There's a spot where I can put a sprinkler head, and let me get the sprinkler head. Where is it? Yeah, here we go. So I got the sprinkler right here. I got two of them, and I just set it up, and it turns on, and it just sprays 360 degrees, and then it waters that whole area over there, and it does a really, really good job. And then I'm going to have another one that actually goes underneath this junky little plank. I'm going to remake it, but I'm going to have it go over here, and it sets up out here. There's one in the middle, or actually there's two different points that sets up here, since this is a big one, like right here and about right in there, and then it goes around. So I'll probably have it come up out of the ground right about in here somewhere for that sprinkler head right there, and then it can stretch out. And so the only part you'll be able to see above ground is just that section, like right from here to there where I move the sprinkler head. The rest of it's going to just be underground up till right here, and I might get fancy and cover that up or whatever, but then the other one is going to go underground and come up above ground over there for that. So With that one being a shorter section, I might even be able to use the rest of this green hose right here and connect it all in and not have to worry about buying another hose. But I do need to buy a new hose for that other section over there. Well, actually, no, sorry. Duh. I got some more hose. See, it's draped on the fence. So I've been wanting to do this idea of putting underground, but didn't have the time, blah, 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 right? I didn't 100% know how I wanted to do it. And since I take forever to think about shit, it took me forever to fucking finally figure out what I wanted to do. Because I thought about doing PVC and actually doing PVC all the way down and into there, and then doing an actual sprinkler head and stuff like that, like a regular irrigation system, and like actually put like a real irrigation system in here to where whenever I turn it on, it sprays out of the multiple heads and stuff like that. But out here on a well, I don't have a ton of water pressure, so I'm just gonna have to do like one at a time and one sprinkler at a time. So yeah, that's the way I'm gonna do it. But anyway, so I have 2 more sections of hose right there. But anyway, what I used to have to do was run it on the ground, above ground, and then move it to whichever garden I wanted to, and that was a pain in the fucking ass. And because whenever I was not using it, I would put it up on the fence, as you just saw, to keep it up off the ground, and that way I can mow and not have to worry about moving it, and then just like to prevent my dogs from just getting bored and chewing on it one day. So yeah, I got those 2 sections of hose right there. I may or may not use both of them, but I probably will use one to each of the things. But if I can use this green hose right here to run to the smaller one over here, then I will 100%, because then I can use one of those hoses over there, because one of them is a brand new one I just got a couple weeks ago. I can use that up front for like if I need to use a hose up front for anything instead of having to buy another one. So yeah, that's what I'm doing for this project right here. So I'll shoot another clip whenever I finally get it finished. And yeah, ran into a tree root, pretty fucking heavy one too. I mean, I guess that's what I get for being this close to a fucking tree. It is what it is. But I had to take my chainsaw and cut it out. That way I can go through here, because this was only a little bit under the dirt. Technically, it's right above the dirt right here. So I had to go under it. It used to be a pain. But got some of these small roots right here. No big deal. But yeah, about halfway there. Alright, so I got everything set up. This is where the 3 lines are going to converge. I went ahead and buried that one all along the fence line right here. I just went ahead and just buried it underneath a couple inches of dirt, and then it goes underneath this 2x4 that was right there, and then into that garden area, and then the spigot, the sprinkler sets up about right in there somewhere. And I can move it, but I got enough cable to where I can move it, and then I'll end up probably just putting a nail up here or something like that, so whenever I come through and I mow or I need to move it, I can just hook the hose up on here and it'll be good to go. And then what I also did is run the other one underneath those boards. Like I said, that's junky. I need to end up fixing it eventually, but I don't know, I might just end up taking it off and just filling it in with gravel or something. But I ran it underneath the ground. You can still see, wait, that's not it, sorry, that's the board, but yeah, it's under the ground there. And then I ended up having it just come up right there on the other side of the fence, or on the other side of the gate. And then I'll end up putting like a hook. I don't know, I might leave it like this to where it can go on this board. But I thought about burying it as well too, like I had said originally. But then when I was thinking about it, I'm like, well, fuck, I'm gonna have to mow right through here. So I'm gonna have to move it, and if it's sticking up out of the ground, it's gonna be a pain in the ass. So I figured I'll just lay it down. That way I can just move it to different places and then go. And it's still gonna be a lot less hassle than me dragging it from all the way over there along the fence, untying it, dragging it all the way down in here, moving it, and then moving it over there. And then when I'm done, before I mow, putting it back up on the fence. You know, that was just such a fucking pain in the ass doing that. And so with me burying most of it, it's gonna help and then I'm going to have the Y right here at the shed, and it's going to turn on and off to go either direction. Fortunately, until I get a bigger pressure tank to provide more water pressure to my house, I can only do one at a time, but it still does good enough to do a sprinkler around the whole section right there. And then over here, I just got to do it in 2 different sections, and it waters the whole fucking thing. But yeah, I went ahead and cut this right here. I measured and cut that where these are going to connect, and I pulled a little bit extra over there, but by the time it's all, and it's pulled a little bit up there because I'm digging, but by the time I'm done digging, it'll connect up fine. I gotta go get connector real quick, get another Y and stuff like that. But yeah, it's doing good. I'm not gonna have to buy hardly anything because all these are old hoses. I think this one's like 2 years old, maybe 3. That gray one right there is the same age. This green one, when I bought this house 7 years ago, it was already here, so God knows how old that fucking thing is. But yeah, and then I have the hose that comes all the way up. It's about the same age because I bought these 3 gray hoses at the same time. And then I got my brand new hose that I just paid like 15 bucks for up in the front at the spigot, so I could use in the front of the house if I need to use it for anything. So got it all set up pretty good. Just gotta get a tiller because I'm running. I gotta get my tiller back from one of my buddies who's borrowing it, because I'm hitting a lot of roots right in here, which I had a feeling I was going to with that tree. So I'm probably going to hit quite a few. So I'm just going to take the tiller and till the fuck out of that section all the way to there. And it's just going to help me speed up the process a little bit so I can finish today and be done. But he's still in the middle of using it, so he should be done here in a couple hours with it. I'll grab it, I'll till this section, and then I'll just put the hose under there and bury it and connect it all up, and then it'll be good to go. Just got to hook up the sprinkler heads, and yeah, then I can start planting because I'll have my water system all irrigation and all set up. Alright, just got back, got the connector connected in. Very, very fucking simple. And then got my Y set up. I was gonna put it up here, like mount it. I might still do, I'm not sure, but the way that this is bending, so I think I just might leave it right here and just kind of like maybe build a little box around it or something like that after I have this completely buried. See what the situation is, because I kept either bending right here or bending right here or right here whenever I try to put it up. So we'll see what happens. But I do have sprinkler set up right here. You can see that through the chain link. There we go. Yeah, I got the sprinkler set up there, and then I have the other sprinkler set up out there. And it's super simple. All I have to do is I have the front spigot on. I just turn this on, and it's spraying water. I still have to adjust it, obviously, but as you can see, it's spraying water all over the place. I'm gonna adjust it, and then whenever I want to have the other one go, just turn it on. The other one's going. Now, let's see if I can have both of them on at the same time. See, nope. See, it cuts the water pressure down so low. I can only have one on at a time. It's basically not even on, but either one of them are. But got that irrigation taken care of, so now all I gotta do is finish burying the hose, the part right here, and then just adjust the sprinklers, and then all I have to do is come out here and turn it on whichever way I want it to go. And then if I need to move it to get another section, I just move just that little piece only. That's it. I don't have to drag the whole fucking thing around everywhere. So much easier.